art over the algorithm, yeah. Cause it's all about the art, the algorithm, yeah. It's been all about the art, way before algorithm. Smash the like and subscribe, tuned in to the podcast. The art over algorithm, ha.
So yeah, we back for another episode of the Art Over Algorithm podcast. So today I'm gonna just let you get into it. So for those who don't know yet, tell them who you is.
What's good, peoples? Thanks to the Art Over Algorithm podcast for having me. My name is Jarryd J. Gentile. I'm a bassist from Chicago. That's pretty much why I'm here.
Okay, so cool. So where did music first enter into your life?
I would say somewhere around, I don't know, somewhere around like in my youth. It's when I was young, I'd say. I can't get specific, but music that I heard my family play, because that's what you hear first. It ain't like you controlling the radio and putting on what you want to hear. So, music that I heard my family play, I would say young is when music first started to.
Okay, so was it the bass specifically, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what made you, you know what I'm saying? Like, what, because I know you play bass, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what, like what drove you to the bass specifically?
The, it's funny with the bass. It was always something that I wanted to play, and I didn't start off on it. I just always thought it was a cool instrument for some reason, and I always loved how it sounded in music. I don't know. It was just I thought it was cool. So I started on trombone. Then I think my mom got me a drum set. Started messing around with the drum set. Started messing around with keyboards a little bit. Then I finally got a bass. And when I first got it, I didn't even really play it that much. It sat around. Then I started playing it like every day and started to fall in love with it and started to wanted to explore it more, get into it.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess you would say you kind of dabbled with, you kind of experimented with a bunch of different ones before you know what I'm saying, made that
Yeah.
transition
Yep.
to the
Yep.
bass.
Yep.
You know, so just thinking about when we went to school, like, do you remember where you were like musically back then? Like,
Um. Yeah, I do. Man, I was not fresh into the bass. Probably about. Damn, I actually was fresh into the bass. Now that I think about it, I was probably about 4 or 5 years into it, into playing bass. So I was young, excited, still learning like I am today. But I would say young and excited about still about the instrument and music. Period. That's what I will say. School, man. That's the one thing I really loved about it. The networking, man. The people you met in school, like yourself, like or the people you meet, after that. Like I only went there for 2 semesters, and I feel like I had work from those 2 semesters for like the next 5 to damn near 8 years.
yeah,
Off of just people that I
just
met
from
there.
the
Yeah.
network. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what make it dope. So, like, at what point, did the music like stop being, just a thing to do and start feeling like it was something that you could, focus as a career path?
Around that same point in college, like, because I started playing sophomore year in high school, which would have been like '06 or something, and Columbia was fall of '08. So right around that time, because that's when I started to get gigs and, outside of church. And that's when I started to see, this can be, let's try to do something with this.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess then, like, transitioning to, like, gigging, like what was like your first like real gig where you kind of, you know what I'm saying, was like, felt like, okay, this is like different and something that I could like get into.
Um, Man, it's been a few big gigs like every couple of years that was like
But like, when was like your first like real one where you know what I'm saying, where it like really kind of defined it, where it's like, okay,
will show that I can do this or I
yeah,
would say a festival and when I started playing with Smino in like 2019 I think or 2018 when I started playing with Smino, it was this festival called Smoking Grooves
yeah,
in Long Beach, California. Man, this lineup was fucking crazy, man. It was fucking crazy. But playing that show, you know, being on that stage amongst all these people with people that I love and that inspire me,
yeah,
showed me that I can do this too, and that I belong there too. So I would say that show really showed me that I belong and I can do this. I can do this too, just like everybody that I love or inspire me.
yeah.
I can fucking do the same shit.
Sit up
You
there
know?
with
Yep.
the best of them.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's like, how did you like start getting like consistent work as a bassist, or was you like just touring with like a specific person, or like what?
Man, networking. I know that's the cliche answer, but because like the Smino gig came from just going to a jam session and being around that scene for a couple years, meeting different people, and those people have opportunities that you would never even think of, or you never even think you would be doing. But just from that,
Just being in them rooms.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
definitely. So when did touring like enter the picture? Like, what was that like? Your first like big tour.
First big tour was probably with the Smino gig. First small tour was just driving around in the van
Yeah,
with three other men,
yeah,
going to damn near everywhere in America, you could think of. But the first big one was probably just me no tour. Act with a fucking tour bus,
yeah.
like in managers, merch. Man, it's just
So
that was the
that would you
first
say
one.
would be the big transition from us being in riding
Yeah.
me driving
Yep.
and we taking turns
Yep.
on getting
Yep.
there, and then now
Yep.
we on the bus.
Yep.
You know, like, yeah, we got merch, got everything.
Yep.
That's dope. So, like, just thinking about like, was it a moment where you realized like bass players are always in demand, and like, what I'm
No,
saying?
no, not kind of. Because here in Chicago, man, there's so many good bass players, like internationally, that work internationally, that come from Chicago. So many cats that I look up to, and so it was never like I know you're gonna be in demand because it's a lot of good bass players here. So
Yeah.
so
So you say it was just kind of, I guess, something that you stuck with, and just being able to have the network,
yeah,
that
yeah,
was,
yeah, yeah, and being trying to be you,
so then I guess thinking about like life on the road still, like what does a regular day, look like when you on tour?
um,
Domestically and, like foreign. I don't
okay,
know.
man, well. It can vary, like I said, the van tours or the Smino tours, like it was the tour bus thing, or even like the hypnotic thing, where it's a little bit of both. Like
Yeah.
they might have a bus out there, or when you travel international, you take trains a lot. So, and that's kind of different. Well, it's kind of like if we was touring the East Coast,
Yeah.
but Europe is like bigger than the East Coast, and you can still take trains everywhere. So
Yeah.
you go to country on trains. So it is kind of different, I guess, domestically, internationally, but I'll just use Hypnotic for example, because that's the latest, touring I've done,
Yeah.
and that's international mostly. And a normal day is like you either traveling from 5 a.m. to 9 or 10, and sound check is probably around 3 or 4 p.m. Most likely. Then you probably got, a couple hours to eat or chill, or you're traveling again back to, the hotel. And then it play the show, and then it kind of repeats and varies.
Yeah.
And some of that can be a lot longer. Like that travel that started at 5 a.m. could end at 4 p.m. And you go straight to sound check at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
to 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And then you go straight back to the hotel for a show that starts at 9 p.m. You got to be back at the venue at 8:15.
Yeah.
So it can vary, but that's like a normal day, I would say.
Definitely. That's dope. So would you say is it something that people like enjoy about touring that, that's not as glamorous as, they perceive it to be, or
That's probably the traveling is probably the part that's not glamorous at all, because it can sometimes it could just not it cannot be healthy for you. Like you could probably need 8 hours of sleep that night, but you only get 3 to 4 hours, if that. So that was probably the least glamorous part. But
So thinking about touring, like, is it something that excites you, like every time you like on the road, or like is it?
Well, it is, and it's crazy because the traveling, I said, is the worst part, but it's also the best part because that's what excites me. Going to knowing that you're going to another place with sometimes another culture or another language and different people.
Yeah.
And you're about to do what you love to do.
Yeah.
So that's what excites
So
me.
it's always, you on edge because it's, it's a new experience. Like, every time.
Each time we play, and for the part, and you can have a bad day, but you always look forward to that 90 minutes or 60 minutes that you playing on that stage, man. Or
Yeah. Definitely. So any like wild or funny, stories that you got from being on the road?
Man, it's a
We gonna keep it cool, but
yeah.
But if you had anything you want to share, anything
Man,
funny, like
trying to think of some recent funny shit. Man, I could give a good one. It was a show on a Smino tour in Minneapolis, 2019, and it was some drunk chick, and she just rode on the tour bus. She decided she was gonna write some shit on the tour bus, and security down there like fucking just dragged her ass up out of there. The police got her up out of there. I was like, okay. That was like the third night of tour. I was like, okay, this is gonna be an interesting tour.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sure you get a lot of that on tour. But
Thankfully, not too much, man. It was crazy people.
So you mentioned it earlier, like, physically, it taking a toll on you, but how do you take care of yourself on the road, like mentally as well as physically, while you like traveling?
That's a good question. Because sometimes you don't get a lot of time to take care of yourself physically the way you need to.
Yeah.
So so physically trying to get in what you can when you can, food wise and health wise.
Yeah.
So try to eat when you can and get in some physical stuff when you can, like working out or even something just as small as push-ups or something to keep yourself physically, going. Or if you like to run, setting time for that to get
Just
in.
staying active somehow. Yeah. What about mentally?
Now, mentally can vary because like I said, you look forward to playing that show every day. But, that show is only 90 minutes a day or 60 minutes. So, mentally, I would say just staying true to knowing why you're there being thankful, and being nice to yourself, I guess,
Yeah.
mentally, because you don't want to drive yourself crazy thinking about everything that you ain't getting, or you ain't eating as much as you want to, or something, or you ain't sleeping as much.
Yeah.
So yeah, mentally, that's a good question, man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's always a work in progress because you know what I'm saying. People don't talk about it, but I'm sure
Yep.
a lot of
Yeah, man.
musicians on the road think about
Yeah,
this.
man.
So
'Cause there's been some times, man, I played a show and it was so hype. It was so fun. The energy is so high.
yeah,
And then you going straight back to a hotel room where all that just goes down.
yeah.
And when your body is still like, oh,
Still
man.
on 10. It's
Yep.
like, man, yeah, that's crazy. So then thinking about the business of being, like a musician. So like how important is professionalism compared to like raw talent?
Um, it's it's both, but I recently just found out it's more of professionalism
Yeah.
in terms of the touring thing.
Yeah.
'Cause raw talent will get you called in for a session, and you could be a hole or whatever. You can't be. You're probably not the most professional person, but you play. You know how to track bass on the song. That's why you got
You got the gig.
multiple people calling you for that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying session guys are. I'm not saying session guys are, because the ones, I'm pretty sure the best session guys got professionalism, and that's why they keep getting called. But
Yeah.
it's both. But I would say more professionalism, man,
Yeah.
in terms of like keeping jobs and getting them too.
Yeah.
'Cause specifically, I said with touring because you're with them.
All the time.
Yep.
So you
You
gotta
only on
be,
stage with them 90 or 60 minutes or that 2 hours,
but all that traveling you was talking
but you with
about,
them all day. Yeah.
yeah.
So, and that ain't got nothing to do with your talent, man.
Yeah.
So, and I found out just from personal experience that's how you can keep gigs or not keep gigs.
Yeah. Most definitely. So then like what I guess separates bass players from those who stay working and those who don't? Would you kind of say is more of
It's kind of like
them?
just your last question. It's kind of just like the one before this, man.
Yeah.
I'm only about, well, I say I started in 2006. Damn, I'm coming. It's 20 years. So we are right at 20 years this year, man.
Yeah, that's what's
So,
up. Congratulations.
and I said that to
Salute.
say I'm still learning, and I can't say I've seen everything.
Yeah.
So I can't say why people don't. The question was is it professionalism? Why they don't?
Nah, it's more of like what separates those who stay working, and those who don't.
Okay,
So
right.
kind of
Sorry,
thinking
sorry.
about what you was talking about, maybe the
Yeah,
unprofessional
yes,
people.
yeah. That's what I was trying to say,
ain't
man.
working.
The last question ties into it because
Yeah.
that's a big part of it, I think.
Yeah. And just being like you were saying, somebody that people want to like be around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, man, like
Yeah.
we gotta fly over here or be on the bus with you,
Yep.
all that stuff.
Yep.
Like at the hotel, like if you cool, we
Yep.
cool. But if you ain't, man, like you
Yep.
gotta get rid of them.
Yeah. So I said all that to say, just
Yeah.
I think professionalism could be a reason why. And I just said all that to say because
Yeah.
I think that's why. That'd be my guess, but I don't know, man. It could be anything from something that happened.
Yeah.
That would just be one of my guesses of why.
Yeah, for real. So how do you handle like your contracts and pay and like knowing, you know what I'm saying, like your worth, like on gigs?
Another great question, man. Knowing your worth, I guess, comes with experience too, because I wouldn't, like, stuff I would take 5 years ago, I wouldn't take now. And stuff I would take 5 years before that, I probably wouldn't take 5 years ago. And that just comes with experience. And being true to yourself too, knowing your worth, man.
Definitely.
So
Yeah, a lot of people undervalue themselves. So
yeah. And that was a time I did. I probably still do now for some stuff, but
yeah.
so.
But that's
But you
what
also got to know, it's a confidence thing too. I think. like knowing that can't nobody do what you do.
Yeah.
Having the confidence in that. That don't mean that you know that should make you cocky or nothing, but that should mean be confident in how much you think you should be deserved to be paid, and that don't mean that's nothing crazy,
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, as
Everybody
long
should
as
feel
you
like they should be deserved to pay
you should
$5,000 for a gig, but that ain't happening. But we should feel like that.
yeah. You should know what you should get paid.
Yeah.
That's all. I feel you. So have you ever had to turn down a gig?
Yes, I've turned down stuff, and that's not be that could vary from me not wanting to do it, and that which could vary from location, compensation, or material. Like
Yeah.
if I know I can't, if you send me 30 songs or 50 songs a day before again, I'm like, I don't think it's safe. It's good for healthy for me to do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will say,
Yeah.
fuck it, let's go. Let me
50
I know.
songs.
Luckily, I know 15 of these, so I ain't gotta learn.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could vary from a bunch of things, man.
Nah, I feel you. So then what advice would you give like musicians about, like networking and, trying to like, be in the scene, because you mentioned, that's how one of your gigs came
Yeah,
about just from doing that. So what advice would you give any musicians or, artists about trying to network without, feel like they trying to like come up like, oh, I want you to,
Yep.
what you know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Dude, that's a good question because I feel like when I'm in a networking opportunity, like if I'm in a room, like for example, like with the Hypnotic gig, you backstage with the Gorillas and you backstage with Black Thoughts manager or such and such manager. I'm not even trying to name drop everybody, but a whole bunch of artists is managers and a whole bunch of people that you should probably meet. But how do you go about not being corny?
Yeah.
So, and in that situation, I was probably not. I wasn't standoffish, but I was only talking to people. I wasn't trying to be like, "Hey, I'm such and such from Chicago. I'm Hypnotic bassist." Like, why are you here? Why are you talking to me right now?
Yeah.
So I would just say, be yourself, be confident in who you are. And always be on the hustle too. Like, if you're talking to somebody about something or you want to learn something from that person, or if you want to put the bug in their ear about, hey, I'm working on something, I like to work. Don't be afraid of that. Just be aware of the opportunity, know when you're doing it, and know the right time, I guess. But just be yourself, I would say, in the networking, without being corny.
Yeah. Cause that's what I don't know. A lot of newer people, they not, they not really, I guess, used to it, and everybody's so fake. Well, I won't say everybody, some people so fake, so they
Yeah.
don't know how to like not be like corny or on some like fake stuff. So yeah, just be real.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. That's what I
be
say, man.
yourself.
Yep.
Like he said. But okay, so then just thinking about like musical growth. Like how has your playing evolved? Like since like the early days. And are you still like playing like the trombone and
No,
the
man.
keys?
I keep saying I need to get back on trombone. Nope. I haven't picked up the trombone in years. I don't play keys as much as I need to, man. I need to start playing that because that's also great for production. I feel like every musician should just be okay, not even be okay, just have fundamental knowledge of keyboard stuff
Yeah,
for chords and just for writing and stuff too.
yeah,
I think it just really helps a lot,
yeah,
knowing the keyboard specifically.
definitely. So have you really like? So you've just really been playing bass then? So you haven't really like messed with like nothing
Nothing
else?
else. I want to learn acoustic guitar. I need to get acoustic guitar. I was telling you earlier. I want to learn upright bass,
Yeah,
but no, man, I need to just get my MIDI keyboard back out and start
yeah,
messing around with that motherfucker.
yeah. So then I guess so. How do you adapt your style for like different artists, different genres, or you know what I'm saying, different projects?
Listening, I guess, to what you what the bass, what you call to do, really do for the job, man. Like if you're playing a cover song of some of a style you never heard before, dig into what that bass, what the bass is doing, or if you're creating with them
Yeah,
with different styles, if you that you never played before. That's why I feel like putting yourself in it. If you're creating with somebody, you have no choice but to put yourself in it, but not necessarily. Just as a bassist, just really just playing the bass first, playing what the song needs. I guess,
yeah,
and then yourself is just gonna come out in it. I guess.
yeah,
Do what the song as a bassist. Give it what the song requires.
yeah. So to basically don't do too much.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. From a bass standpoint, man.
Yeah. Okay. So so as a bassist, like, how important do you feel that listening is, you know, versus like showing your chops?
It's the most important. Listening is the most important, so you can see what you add to that
Yeah.
song as a bassist, because that's really the only. That's mostly the job in most styles of music. It's the
Yeah.
foundation instrument.
Yeah, definitely.
So even in live aspects, you should be listening to everything. Now you should. Now, if you a jazz player, yes, you should have some chops, I guess. But you should also still be listening. Yeah, I don't really think you can. As a bassist specifically, I think you can get a lot of work just from being a great listener and not having any chops at all.
Yeah.
Just being a great listener and knowing how to play the bass.
Yeah.
And not knowing how to do anything, show offy or not even show offy. Know how to do anything cool that 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 shows that you put a lot of time in, but it don't shows that you actually listening.
Yeah.
So
That's why I say when they told me like you really just kind of outlining the chords, you know, like yeah, you could do all this extra stuff like and get Jocko with it, but you know what I'm saying, like yeah, but you really just kind of supposed to like out, you know what I'm saying?
yep,
You hear that chord change, like okay, boom, you know.
yep.
So yeah, that's dope.
And he was a great listener too, man. Like
Yeah,
I always hear how he would listen to melodies.
yeah,
Well, would learn melodies of songs.
yeah.
And you ain't as a bassist, you rarely even gonna play the melody.
But that's why he was playing them, you know,
Yep.
with the harmonics.
Yep.
You know what I'm
And,
saying?
and if you learn the melody, then you learn the bass line, you learning the song.
Yeah.
Now you learning where you supposed to be as a bassist.
Yeah.
And this dude got all the chops.
Yeah,
This dude
he
got
was-
all the
he was
chops.
killing.
The chop master. you
Yeah.
know. And this dude learning melodies.
Yeah.
Let me learn the melody of this song.
Yeah.
And then you see where the bass fits in at.
Yeah. 'Cause
And that shit worked for damn near anything from Motown to pop music now.
yeah, most definitely. Okay. So do you still practice like you used to, or has practice like changed or disappeared?
I would say the second one. It's changed. It evolved.
Okay.
It
That's
definitely
what's up.
evolved from how I looked at practice. When I first started playing the bass, it was just how I learned was just playing to songs that I knew or wanted to learn. Then it just came to just playing the songs, period,
Yeah.
Then you learn what the scales are. And then you learn some theory about stuff. And now you got exercises and stuff you can work on.
Yeah.
So it's evolved, man. And like even like to today, like now, like working on fucking arpeggios or something. That's an exercise, practice. So and then practice is it's different for everybody, man. So everybody looks at it different, I guess. if you consider practice be, just nailing down exercises and for hours and getting that in, or you consider practice jamming out to some tunes or something, or
Yeah.
playing just
So
it's
I
evolved, I'll say.
so are you practicing like with a metronome, or are you just kind of just messing around with like a certain exercise? Be like, oh, I'm just finna play arpeggios and
I would probably warm up with something like an exercise, or if I'm trying to work on or learn more about the
yeah,
fingerboard, I would do that. You know, probably need to do more of that. It's a good book. Yannick Gwisdala got a good pentatonics book,
yeah,
and he show you different exercises and different scales to do all up and down the neck.
yeah,
So yeah, a little bit of that stuff, but mostly probably just playing the songs, man. Really.
yeah, yeah. Just getting back to it. Well, it's definitely.
Feel like I fucked up the last question.
No, you good. No, you
I
good.
forgot what it was.
No,
We
I was
halfway
just
through
talking
it.
about like, do you still practice, and has it changed? And you
Yeah,
answered it.
yeah.
It evolved. But like thinking about school, like thinking about school versus like the real world, like do you feel that stuff that you learned in school helped you in the real world, or
Man, see, yes, I would say yes, man. Because I was about to say I only did 2 semesters, so I ain't really. But let me shut my ass up because in those 2 semesters I did. It was some stuff that helped me,
yeah,
in the real world.
yeah,
So, yeah, man. I would say, and vice versa too, because it would be some parties teachers that'll tell you to take a gig over going to school. But
yeah,
it's a little bit of both. You probably need a little bit of both.
yeah, definitely. So then, like, what didn't school prepare you for, like, for being like a touring musician?
Um, School probably specifically ain't gonna prepare you for the logistic stuff like I talked about.
Yeah,
Um,
it seemed like they would though, cause it's like say some of your teachers they didn't probably toured and stuff, so it's like
yeah, yeah. If you talk, but see, that's why I'm like, if you got a good relationship with them, I'm pretty sure you talk to them, they're gonna tell you
they
that.
would, but yeah,
I don't know if and there probably is some classes on that. Like,
yeah. Now it probably
yeah. I'm pretty, yeah, that's pretty. But I was just
but
thinking, like, I don't know, as a traditional music school, I don't know. I only did 2 semesters, so
but you took music, in high school and other.
yeah. But but nobody really talked about nothing that wasn't music. That's why I brought up the travel stuff, which
Yeah,
and that ain't the only the downfall or bad part of touring. It ain't all bad. Our
yeah,
travel ain't all bad.
yeah,
Sometimes you could have a lobby call can be 12 p.m. or something, and you only got a 1 hour ride to the next city or something. And sound check is at 6 p.m. So it ain't all like nightmares,
yeah,
but I would say in school probably I don't know more about the stuff that's not musical
yeah.
at all.
Like the business and
Yeah.
the
Yep.
contracts and all
But
that stuff.
it is, classes for that. And that's
Yeah,
why, looking back, I probably wouldn't went to school for a performance. I
yeah,
probably would have thought about business or composition or something.
yeah,
But like you said as well, I'm pretty sure most of these music institutes and stuff got classes that with people with experience that's talking about this exact thing, like
yeah.
how to mentally, like a lot of the questions you asked today, how to mentally and physically
Yeah.
stay,
Cause
when
they
you touring.
care about this type of
Yep.
stuff now. Cause it's like, oh yeah, they've been writing songs about this
Yep.
stuff forever.
Yep.
Like, maybe we should
Yep.
listen to it. Care about their mental
Yep.
health.
And then when you see a lot of people working or getting a lot of people at the higher levels of musicianship come from these institutes, you got to have something in place,
Yeah,
to keep pushing out musicians that's at the, working at the
That's
highest,
gonna exceed at that level.
yeah, at the highest level,
Yeah, most definitely. So then, if you could talk to your younger self back then, like, would you give yourself any advice?
Mm, yep, probably just to fucking keep doing your thing and don't. I never thought about giving up, but probably just to keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
And man, that's a deep question. Yeah, simply I would say keep doing what you're doing. Because what I did back then set me up for where I'm at. I ain't on top of the world. I ain't got a house in Beverly Hills or nothing, but
yeah,
I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm happy with everything I've experienced and been able to see.
yeah,
So,
most definitely. So then, yeah, so thinking about, your creative identity and purpose, like, how do you balance being a musician while, still having your own voice?
mm, being yourself, I would say, man. Because being a musician, it's not your voice, but it's gonna be a part of you. If that's what you are, then
Yeah,
it's gonna be part of your voice, and So you can say that's a part of your artist thing. I don't know. Um, whether you consider yourself an artist or that's probably deeper than the musician thing.
yeah,
When you say voice, if I'm thinking you asking what I'm thinking you asking with that question. If I'm on the same page, I'll stay with you with that question.
yeah. As far as like your voice, just kind of separating the two. You know what I'm saying? Like, you basically, how do you balance like being a musician? Just say hypothetically. Well, no, I won't even say that because I'm gonna get. But just say like you felt one way and your band felt another way. And you just
Okay.
a musician. If say they was, I don't know, they was on something that you what or
Something that
vice
you ain't agree
versa.
with.
Yeah,
Okay, man. And that's if you in a band, where y'all wrote all the songs, y'all in this all together.
yeah,
You have more of a voice than if you hired by a band.
yeah. Versus,
And it's different situations, man. So,
yeah,
and even when you hired by somebody, you got to stand on something too. It ain't like they gonna tell you, "Oh man,
yeah.
you got the Lenny Kravitz gig. Not gonna jump off that bridge." Like, no, motherfucker. You like, I don't know what you thought this. So you got to
Yeah,
have something to stand on. So it ain't like just knowing you, knowing your worth. Um, I would say to try to stay for both of those situations.
yeah. Most definitely. Yeah. So, what makes a bass player unforgettable to a band leader, in your opinion?
Mm, what you add to their music, I would say. What you add to the band, I would say that first, or that in conjunction with if it's if it's a thing where you spending time with them off the stage too. But if you're not, if it's just a gig
Yeah,
where you're doing 3 hours with them and y'all all going home,
yeah,
you only getting called because of how you work with everybody and what you add to the music, I would say.
yeah. Say more kind of like a one-off, and yeah, they just hit you up.
But those not necessarily even a one-off. It could be a weekly thing or a
Yeah,
one-off thing that could evolve into something, you know.
Yeah, because they still hit you up.
Yep.
And, you know,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
just go back to them relationships. So do you see yourself more as a musician, as an artist, or like a work, you know, like doing more work for hire, or all of them?
Well, you kind of all three of them, but I don't consider myself the third one, to work for hire.
Yeah.
But if you're a good musician and artist, you're gonna get hired a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
man, it's kind of like you all three of them.
Yeah, definitely. Nah, I feel you on that. So I guess moving forward, so like what you working on like right now? Like what you got going on?
Right now, it's the slow season for live music. So January, you don't really get a lot of stuff. December, November, February stuff starts to February, March. Really March, April. February just kind of slow too sometimes. But,
Yeah.
so, man, just recording some ideas, like 8-bar takes or loops. Working on myself mentally, trying not to go crazy because it ain't not that much work on the live side.
Yeah.
But it's a perfect time for me to not focus on the live side.
Yeah.
Try to work with some stuff, you know, record some stuff, some ideas.
Yeah.
Try to do some form of writing. Try to figure out how you gonna write.
Yeah. So yeah, so I guess thinking about kind of what you were saying, like with it being slow, so you working more on like production, you working on like a project like for you, you know, like for yourself, or like what you
But man, with not necessarily a project. We're recording some stuff possibly for myself, you know.
yeah.
But also, even not only just production, just also staying ready too, because it ain't live stuff. Like I do mostly live stuff. It's probably like 70% of the work I do. It's live.
Yeah.
So, but staying ready too, you know. Just because it ain't gigs don't mean, you know, we ain't doing nothing, you know. Pretty much trying to tell yourself, man, you don't know what's gonna happen next week, or, you know, act like this is the summer and, you know, play your bass more, practice, you know. Just basically stay ready, man.
Yeah. Most definitely. So then are there any artists or genres or spaces that you still want to tap into?
Genres. And when you say spaces, I would love to get down to New Orleans. I don't know if you meant that by spaces.
Yeah.
Um,
Like different
yeah, yep.
locations and spaces.
I would love to get down to New Orleans.
Then even experimenting with any different genres and different, you know, artists, you know.
Um, Artists and genres. I would love to play some more like Afrobeat stuff, like Fela Kuti Afrobeat, not this what they call the new Afrobeat, like Wiz Kid and fucking
Tim's and all
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I mean that shit is cool, but when I hear Afrobeat, I just think of
Fela.
Fela and Tony Allen and shit. Like
Yeah.
I would love to play more of that shit live.
Yeah.
In terms of like some genres, I would love to play more.
Yeah.
Now I've been luckily thanks to this band Calaveras, who hit me to a bunch of different Latin styles. So, but I wouldn't have been hip to these Latin styles if it wasn't for them, which wouldn't spark the bug in my ear to want to hear some Latin music sometimes. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Most definitely. So what does any artists that you want to tap into before I get into the next question?
trying to think of some stuff coming out, man. What's some artists that I need to, that I haven't, man. That's a good one, because I know it's a few.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot
You
of
know what,
artists.
man? I say this some 70s rock, like some AC/DC type stuff. I need to listen to or Led Zeppelin. Not
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Led Zeppelin. I need to listen to some of their early stuff. In terms of new stuff, what's the Leon Thomas?
Yeah.
His shit is nice, man. I need to check out his album.
Yeah.
I feel like it's something else coming out too, man.
Yeah, it's always something
It's
coming out.
always something, man. I've been trying to listen to like a lot more new stuff and shit, trying to stay updated, because I love older music, but you just can't just be stuck on everything. You know, you gotta know what music is sounding like now and tomorrow and yesterday. You know,
Yeah,
what it's gonna sound like tomorrow's thing. You know.
definitely. Stay current.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I got some quick ones. You know, we just gonna kind of go through them. But the last question, like, what does success look like for you? You know what I'm saying, at this stage of your career.
Success for me would just be man, work. How much I'm working. You know. How many people want to work with me. You know. That's what I would say, man. The amount of work.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what it looked like to me, and then because you know all the other stuff will come with it, like the tangible stuff, or the not tangible, but like the I don't know, the stuff that like the stuff we don't really need, like money and shit. You know, all that shit
Yeah.
come with the what.
Yeah.
But the thing that shows me I'm successful is like how much work, like
Yeah.
what my calendar looks like,
How many gigs you got? And
yeah, or you know,
how many gigs you turning down?
Yeah,
Like, like,
Yeah.
yeah. Most definitely. So then, like, just kind of getting into these last ones, just a couple quick questions. Like, what's your favorite city to play in?
oh, to play in.
Yeah. Or favorite venue?
Oh man. Sheesh, man. Man, now my mind just go.
And it don't have to, you could, because I know you get around, so it don't have to just be, here in the States. It could be
Yeah, that's why my
somewhere
mind
abroad.
is. But it
Well, then,
also
all right,
is some here in the
so
States.
what about
man.
in the States? All right, well, what about in Chicago? The best venue in Chicago.
Oh man, why you gonna do this to me? I tell you what, the best sounding stage, the best sounding stage in Chicago is Martyrs. Down the hands down. Garcia's is nice though too.
Yeah.
The new joint.
All right, so what
Now
about the States?
the best venue now. Now that's just sound. That's just the best sounding stage. The best stage to play in Chicago with like a packed joint, man, probably Talia Hall, one of these theaters, man. But all of them are dope. Talia Hall or Metro.
Yeah.
The House of Blues is nice because it's a theater, but
Yeah.
it's like an intimate theater.
Yeah.
Oh, and I haven't done no Vic Theater yet, or Remova or any of the other ones, but
Yeah.
Metro,
Ravinia,
Talia Hall.
nothing like that.
A city in the States to play in.
Yeah.
Oh shit, man. Man, probably New York. Just because there's so much shit going on. In terms of a gig, like if I could choose where one gig is gonna be at for one night, I said I want to go to New Orleans, but I have only spent one night there.
Yeah.
So I can't really speak on the experience. But just if I had like one night, or if I had 3 nights of playing in this city,
New York.
it'd probably be New York.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Key West is taking over too, man.
Yeah.
That's that fucking tip of the fucking country.
Yeah.
That place is becoming probably. They probably 1A, 1B, but I've only did Key West like 3 times now. It's slowly creeping up there. It's like,
Yeah.
that's gonna be the favorite place to play.
I'm sure. They be busting down there. Yeah. So then, what was your hardest gig that you ever played?
Man, so my hardest gig was, man, now I'm thinking about my favorite city because Colorado would have been a close second. But that's also where, like, it'd never probably be Denver, but anywhere in Colorado because they love music. But my hardest gig was with this cat named Paco, this drummer from Ghana. He's a great musician, great band leader, but he played drums in his band. But this motherfucker he could have played bass in this band if he wanted to. That's how good of a bassist he was.
Yeah.
But he's a great band leader. But his songs, man, some of his songs were just very difficult to grasp at the time. And that was probably my hardest gig. I remember how frustrated, man, that shit was making me, man. That shit had me crying, man. I'm crying trying to go over this shit, man. Now I'm in my head, you know. Now you just making yourself wake up.
Yeah.
Like, man, chill out.
Yeah.
But that was still probably the hardest gig, man. And
Yeah.
rest his soul, man. He just passed away a couple weeks ago.
Damn, yeah,
That
sorry
dude,
to hear that.
because that gig was the hardest gig, I learned so much.
Yeah.
Rhythmically,
Yeah.
musically, and mentally because of that.
Yeah.
From
just
that
having
gig,
to,
man.
you know.
That gig was priceless, man. Working with him was priceless.
Yeah. What was his name again?
Paco.
Paco.
R.I.P. Paco.
R.I.P.
Love you,
Paco.
man.
Most definitely. One piece of gear that you can't live without.
Well, the bass is, I can't say the bass because I obviously need that. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, Miss Probably, man, this new pedal I just got, this HX1 is this multi-effect thing. I only had it for a month now.
Yeah.
And I'm still exploring it, but because I can do so much shit with it, it's probably gonna be that one, but
Yeah.
Terms of gear I can't live without, man. Yeah, it'll probably be that because I've been loving my pedal board, man. Because
Yeah.
I've been so big on tone lately, man. That's why I want to get a P-bass, because
Yeah. And you say it's a
everything.
multi, so it got
Yeah.
everything in
Yep.
it. Yeah. That's dope. So one mistake that one mistake that young musicians should avoid.
I don't get caught up on money. Do stuff that feels right. If a gig ain't paying enough, but you playing with people that you know you gonna have fun with, take it. Don't get caught up on social media too, making you feel like you have to be a certain thing. More so, just be you. You know, be confident in you.
Yeah. Definitely.
Probably those 2 things I would say.
All right, and then one piece of advice for bass players trying to start gigging.
Learn the songs. Know the bass's role in each song, and stay true to that. And learn that, and just keep doing that, and be professional.
Yeah. Most definitely. All right, and So I guess in closing, so if someone's watching this and they thinking about becoming like a musician, like what's the realest advice that you could give them?
Don't. Just do it, man. Don't feel like you. It's just whatever makes you happy with music. Do it, and keep doing it because it's going to evolve. I don't know. I would say don't get caught up in what you think stuff is supposed to be like. You know, I mean, because it's different for everybody.
All
Just
right.
have fun. I mean, have fun playing it, and if you know, I don't know.
Tell them to go with their gut.
Yeah, be you with
If
with the
they-
music. Like do what makes you feel good. I would say.
Yeah. I would say don't follow like a trend or something.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
do it because you really, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Because that's what you want to do.
Yep.
You know, don't do it because they need a bass player.
Yep.
Like, you know, if you want to play bass, then do it.
Yep.
But nah,
Or
don't
even if with writing, if your shit don't sound like nobody else, that don't mean
yeah,
don't change your shit to sound like others. Like
Yeah.
keep doing, you know, what
Yeah.
your shit sound like, you know.
and do what makes you feel, you know, the way you need to feel.
Exactly.
You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? So, where can people find you and follow your journey and
Right now, only social media, and I make it with that face because it's not updated as it should be.
So,
So-
what's your page? You got IG, YouTube,
Yeah,
what?
I'm at Jbasser, JAEBASSER on IG. YouTube, I don't really have nothing out. So I would say IG and Facebook. J Gentile on Facebook, JAE Gentile on Facebook, and JAEBASSER on IG, Jbasser. Those are two places you can find me.
Okay. Do you have any gigs like coming up where they could check you out?
Yeah, I think see calendar check now, I mean. This Friday I'll be at Mom's place. I think I got a WGN thing on February 2nd, promoting a gig that's on February 3rd at Fitzgerald's.
Yeah.
You know, in the next couple of weeks, that's probably about it in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
And then,
Yeah, I'll probably put the links in the description. And yeah, we could definitely
yeah, depending on, you know,
Get
when
to
it's
it.
dropping.
but yeah. I don't know. You got anything else you want to say to the people before we get up out of here?
No, man. I think I'm good, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. It's
Thank
been
the
a pleasure.
podcast for having me, man. I really appreciate it. Keep doing you and be you. That's all. That's all I would say.
All right, most definitely. Well, yeah, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, and yeah, catch us on the next episode. All right, peace.
We put the art over the algorithm, yeah. Cause it's all about the art, the algorithm, yeah. It's been all about the art, way before algorithm. Smash the like and subscribe and tune in to the podcast. The art over algorithm, ha. I put the art over the algorithm, yeah. Cause it's all about the art, the algorithm, yeah. It's been all about the art, way before algorithms. Smash the like and subscribe, you tuned in to the podcast. The art over algorithm,